Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I want to talk about how, a lot of guys are pretending to not be needy. Okay? You're pretending to not be needy. So what am I talking about here? What I'm talking about is this, is when you are doing things to try to get the girl in a way that is not really that natural for you. It's sort of like you're doing it because you're trying to get her. You're doing it because you care so much about getting her. So what I mean is, like, let's say you get a girl's number and you'll do some shit like, oh, I'm gonna wait 3 days or 4 days to call her so I don't look needy. Right? But actually doing that is the needy thing because you feel you need her so bad that you have to do all of this extra shit to try to get her. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, where you're pretending not to be needy, but you're actually being needy by pretending not to be needy. Do you get it? See, what you guys gotta understand is that you need to make sure that when you're interacting with women, right, you should be doing it in a way that it fits in with your lifestyle. It fits in with what you're doing, right? So basically what I'm saying here is that you have to have a lifestyle. You have to have a thing that you're doing already before you even interact with these women, right? You should be doing things, you should be having things going on in your life, right? And women are supposed to fit into that, right? It's not supposed to be the women are your life and you're trying all these maneuvers and tactics in order to get the girl. You see what I'm saying? See, the thing is, you want to be able to actually not be needy naturally, right? And see, if you're actually doing things in your life, if you're doing other things, you got things going for yourself, you're a busy guy, you got shit popping, you're not going to be doing all this needy stuff, because what's going to happen is that when you're the way that you're interacting with the girl, it's going to flow in a direction that it should flow into, based off of the fact that you are sort of interacting with women in a way that is, like with your whole shit anyway, with your whole lifestyle. See, what a lot of guys will do is, right, they want the girl so bad that they'll do a whole bunch of goofy shit, they'll play games, they'll do all this other stuff, and a lot of times they still don't even get the girl. Then what happens is that they'll say shit like, oh, well, see, this is fucked up, the game didn't work, I tried this, I tried that, it didn't work. But what happened is that what didn't really work was that you were being needy the whole time. So even if, let's say, you were trying all these little tricks and gimmicks and you actually met the girl on the date, what happened is that once you were on the date and you're interacting with her, she felt the neediness. She saw the neediness because the neediness was there all along. You see what I mean? See, you can try to pretend, but at a certain point, it's going to get to that point where you actually really need to step up to the plate, and then you're going to be tested on your neediness, right? It's kind of like, let's say, for example, if I was just talking shit about beating up somebody. I'm like, yo, I'll fuck that nigga up. He's whack. Fuck that nigga. He's corny. He's this and this and that. So I'm acting like I'm a tough guy. I'm pretending I'm a tough guy. But what happens when I see that guy who I'm acting like I'm a fuck up? Now my toughness is going to be tested. Now, am I going to actually be able to do what I say I'm going to do? Am I going to live up to what I was talking about and acting like? Most likely no. Why? Because I was not really a tough guy. I was just pretending to be. So when you're not really a dude who, is if you're a dude who's not needy, right? Or if you're a dude, I should say, that's pretending to not be needy, but you are needy, when you do interact with the girl, she's going to see that you're needy. Because it's only so far you can pretend, because when you get up to her, when you're interacting with her, when you're dealing with her in a face-to-face basis, she's going to start to see how needy you are based off of how you're acting, because you're already acting in that needy way. So eventually the neediness is going to come out in some form or fashion. Because even if you're really good at pretending to not be needy, what's going to happen is that it's going to come out in some way, in some form or fashion, sooner than later. You understand? It's going to come out. So the thing is, if you're out here pretending to be this, guy who's not needy, that is the thing that's really making you look needy. See, there's certain rules of the game that you should understand. So, like, let's say, for example, because I like the one I tell guys all the time where I'm saying, look, if you go on a date with a chick, right, wait a week to hit her back up, right? So you're probably saying, well, isn't that like pretending to not be needy? Because what if I, want to hit her up and all this other stuff, right? Now, again, like I was saying, earlier, is that you should have things going on in your life. And the things that's going on in your life also should be other women. So let's say, I meet girl A today, or let's say me and girl A go on a date tonight, right? Why do I need to call girl A during the week when I can call girl B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P? You understand? I have all these other girls. Why am I stressed about this girl? You understand? See, you being stressed about this girl is you being needy. You worrying about this girl is you being needy, right? But if you have an abundant lifestyle, if you got other shit going on, then you ain't got to worry about girl A. Even if it's not other girls, you got other shit you like to do. You understand? Dudes hit up this channel all the time talking about, yo, Mr. Locario, how come you don't be telling guys about doing other shit and making shit happen and, business and getting your shit together and all this other stuff. And I've been telling dudes to get on a purpose for a minute. And this is what I mean is that when you're on your purpose, you're not going to be needy because your time is filled up with your purpose, right? And again, you have to fit that girl in there or fit the girls that you're dealing with in there. So it's not that you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs, waiting by your phone for a week. No, you had a week filled of shit to do. And then you hit her up and say, yo, what's good? You see what I mean? So it's not that you're pretending to not be needy. It's that you actually have an abundant lifestyle. And then that lends itself to you. Basically, it's almost like the game is designed for the guy who understands that he has to have that type of lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? Because the pretending is you not being authentic. It's not being authentic with yourself. So when you're dealing with a girl, because I know some of you guys will be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do what I got to do to fuck the girl and keep it moving or whatever. Sometimes you don't even get to the point where you fuck the girl because you pretending to not be needy shows a lot of your neediness. And then that chick doesn't really fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? Or you end up, let's say you meet a girl, you get a number, you try to set a date or whatever, and then you go on a date, and then while you're on the date, since you basically are the type of guy who doesn't have, a lot of things going on with women, you haven't been on a date in a while, all this other stuff, that neediness is going to come out because you haven't created that abundant lifestyle. You haven't created that situation where, the woman is basically like secondary to you. You understand? To your shit, to what you're about. You see what I mean? Because anytime when you're doing all this stuff where you're like, oh, well, she didn't call me, so I'm going to wait like 3 weeks, and then I'm going to call her again, and then after that, I'm going to pretend I'm doing a whole bunch of fly shit, and then when she hits me up, I'm going to wait another 3 hours, and then it's just like you're making the whole interaction that you're dealing with this girl about her. You're creating all these things about her. I said this a long time ago. I said the game is about you. You see what I'm saying? The game is about you. So if the game is about you, why are you pretending to be a certain way to try to get her? See, the game is not about pretending. The game is about strategy. See, there's a difference between having a strategy and pretending and faking the funk and doing all this other extra shit. Like I've met guys, who, they tell me, like I've been at spots or whatever where they'll tell me they'll give a girl a fake name and pretend to be somebody else and give them a whole bunch of lies and act like they're this and act like they're that. And I'm like, do you realize that you're doing so much extra shit for the girl? Think about that. You guys got to think about that. Think about when you're doing shit, right? Think about when you're actually doing things for her. You understand? See, when I say the game is about you, what I mean is, and this is what we talk about, like purpose and manhood and all this other shit, right? The game is about you because it's about you developing yourself into the best guy you are that you can be. You understand what I'm saying? And then as a byproduct of that, that's when, you know, chicks will be fucking with you. But what you have to understand is that, you know, you learning the game and you learning strategy, you learning all these things is not necessarily for the girl. It's for you to know how to manage the situations you're in with women. It's not for you to orchestrate a whole bunch of, you know, extra shit behind the scenes and spend all your time in your day to, you know, try to get her. You understand? In fact, most of the shit that let's keep it real funky here, because, you know, I hear a lot of guys that say to me, yo, why you got to learn all this stuff about approaching girls and getting girls and doing all this other stuff, right? Truthfully, when you really understand the game and you're really well versed in this, you realize how simple and easy all of this shit is, right? The problem is so many guys are in their own way because they think that women don't like them. They think that they need to do extra shit to convince a girl to get with them. They feel like they need to, you know, make a whole bunch of shit happen in order to be attractive to women, right? But the thing is, what you have to understand is that if you're the type of dude who is doing his own thing, who's doing him, who's on his purpose, right? And you just understand that there are certain things when it comes to game, when it comes to dealing with women, which aren't really that complicated, right? Everything's going to start to flow easily. But see, you know, the part that's hard about it is that a lot of guys get in their own way. A lot of guys don't know the certain, you know, simple principles of shit. This is why a lot of times, like, I'll break shit down, you know, especially in my Bad Boy membership, which all you guys should be on. Make sure you go to Bad Boy membership. But I break down this stuff that's basically sort of simple, but I break it down because certain guys don't really understand it. Certain guys have been tricked into thinking that it has to be more difficult than it needs to be. You understand? But a lot of times what happens is that dudes are doing things to make the shit harder for themselves when it comes to interacting with girls. So when we talk about, you know, you pretending to not be needy, that's making it harder for you when all you needed to do in the first place is just not be needy. Right? Oh, here Mr. Locario go again with just being and just doing shit. How, Mr. Locario, how am I going to not be needy when I don't have shit going on? You know, I'm just a loser. I got to pretend that I'm high value. How about you start having shit in your life? How about you start doing things? How about you start having a life and getting a life? You see what I mean? It's not that difficult. How about you start talking to more girls so you're not so caught up on that one girl? How about you do all these things so that you'll naturally be occupied with life so that you won't be needy and clingy to that one girl? You understand? See, I remember I was listening to, I think it was Alan Watts, a great philosopher. He basically said a story about this girl. I think I talked about this, where she had a bunny rabbit, and she was so excited to get this bunny rabbit that she squeezed it so tight and held it so tight that she killed the bunny rabbit. She squeezed it to death. Right? So a lot of times you guys are holding on so tight to the interactions you're having with these women that you kill the shit. See, even you pretending to be busy is you doing that for the girl. If you were actually busy, you'd be doing that because that's what you do. That would be you doing what you do for you. And then as a result, by you actually being busy, that's the thing that's going to make the girl wonder about you, think about you, because you're actually off doing things and you're not being that needy guy pretending and doing all this other stuff behind the scenes to fake and front like you are that busy guy. Because what happens is that when you meet that girl, right, you're meeting her as the busy guy and not the guy pretending to be busy. You're meeting her as the guy who's not needy, not the guy who's pretending to not be needy. You understand that? So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you click the link below. Also, remember, the holiday sale is still on up until December 31st. When you join the Bad Boy membership, you get the Ultimate Bad Boy package for free, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, the audiobook, and the Bad Boy book for free, all right, just by joining the Bad Boy membership. So click the link below, and I'll holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
Now, before you turn off this video, make sure you click the link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Now, this is a private one-on-one coaching session between me and you where we chop up game for a half an hour. So make sure you click that link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 to 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.